Hi guys.
Hello! Hey, guess what? Hey, guess what?
I don't know if you can see back there, but back there's Harvey.
We are taking Harvey on his maiden voyage.
And Obi on his first road trip.
That's right. Obi's
Hi,
first
Obi.
road trip. Doesn't he look so excited?
Ollie's back there too. Piles of fur. So we are on the road. We have our first leg of our destination kind of mapped out. So we're very, very excited. We spent literally months getting ready for this opportunity. So
Months and upgrades and
all kinds of stuff.
Let's see, what did we have to do in order to go? We had to get a new RV, Harvey the RV.
Harvey the RV.
We upgraded some of our camera equipment to make sure that we've got proper stuff, and we found all the stuff we needed. We got our vlog cameras, we've got our cooking cameras, we've got a drone. We finally found all the parts to that from the last trip we had.
We did.
A year ago. Can you believe it's been a year since we've been on a road? Like literally on the road, leaving state, not like state parks in Indiana, but like venturing out of our home state and going on big adventures.
Yes, and we have tons of masks and also all kinds of plans to do things safely.
Yes.
That was part of bringing Harvey on board. And for those of you that are wanting a tour of Harvey, that is one of the first things that we plan on doing. But I'm guessing that'll be next week's vlog, where we kind of give you a tour. We want to be kind of at camp and set up so then we can show you around.
And we want to make sure and do it sooner than later, though, because after we've lived in it for 6 months, that'll be a mess.
Yeah, it's kind of one or the other. We're all packed up, or we very much live in it and use it for all the purposes that we have. So we have some really cool things planned.
My goodness. Yes.
And we can't wait to show you. But
are we going to tell them where we're going yet?
No.
We're going to wait till we get there?
We're going to wait till we get there.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sure long time folks watching this probably have a hint of where we're headed. We're not too, it wasn't where we were originally headed.
No.
But
where we were originally headed.
But then Mikey got involved.
Yeah, said, I'm cold now. I don't want to leave our home state to go get cold somewhere else.
It's 20 degrees in the 20s right now.
Yes.
By the time we park tonight, it should be in the 50s.
Yes. And by the time we get completely parked, it will be in the upper 60s, close to 70.
Yes. So.
And they're like, oh,
where do you
going
think?
to Florida. We're not going to Florida. Here we go. 49 states to go. Well, 48 because we're not staying in Indiana.
But again, I know y'all know where we're going. Like, you may not know where we're going, but you know what state we're going to. Like,
you just gave it away.
It's not that difficult to figure out.
Well,
now that's not our only destination, and that's not our only location, but that's where we're gonna kind of get our bearings.
Look, it's been like this. It's been a year since we have heavy traveled, okay? It's been a year since we've taken longer than like a week or a weekend on a trip. It's been a year since we have left our home soil.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you don't do something for a year, like you don't run for a year, you're not gonna start off and run a marathon, right? If you don't...
The avid runner that you are.
I'm giving examples of things that I don't know much about. If you don't sing for a year, you're not going to go do an operetta. You're going to do with what you're more familiar with.
What's that blinking? Does that mean... Oh, our card's almost full.
Oh, I've got to shut up.
You better hurry. It says you have 1 minute left.
We're going to Texas! My album.
Oh, yeah, we gotta talk about that. But when we have more time.
We're gonna go now.
Bye. I missed the Illinois sign that he really wanted me to get because I thought it was going to be over there, and it was.
These amateurs, I swear.
I'm out of practice.
It's been a year.
It's been a year.
Well, we are at our rest stop somewhere south of Effingham, probably about 30 or 40 miles south of Effingham, and we decided to take a little break just to kind of stretch our legs. Cris wanted to go up in the camper, maybe grab a sandwich, use the restroom, and I was just going to sit in the truck and kind of stretch and relax for a little bit. And then she calls me and she says, grab the camera. I can't wait to see what for.
Y'all, new rig, new rules on where things go. I came in here to this and this. There's pasta sauce even over on the couch and glass. Our cabinet came open and apparently everything came out. So, I now know that cabinet should not be where I keep the pasta sauce. And I have a big mess to clean up. The trailer is winterized right now, so I don't really have water. So this is going to have to be like a kitchen cleaner and paper towel cleanup job until we can get to the campground and get things cleaned up. But I've got a lot to do and we need to get back on the road. Here I go. Sorry, Kim. We're using lots of paper towels. I'm trying. Oh. 4 years, guys. This has never happened. For anyone wondering how far pasta sauce, the furthest I found the pasta sauce in this whole room, it went from that cabinet all the way across down. There's pasta sauce right there. There's also pasta sauce on the couch. Ooh! We won't talk about the glass. I've almost got it all cleaned up and we need to get back on the road because, especially with this being a new rig for us, we want to get to our campsite before sundown. So we left plenty of time for things like this. Not this particular thing, but things like this, so that we wouldn't be stressed when something like this happens. That we have learned over the past 4 years. This was a new one. Yeah. Well, dear, when I said I wanted to stop an hour for lunch, I
didn't know you were going to eat it off the floor.
That is not what I intended. But I'll tell you what, our kitchen smells amazing right now.
It smells like an Italian restaurant in there.
Basil, oregano, garlic, tomato everywhere. Oh my gosh, my hands are probably orange.
You look like a Muppet.
Oh my goodness. So
one lesson learned is all the heavy stuff goes on the bottom.
Yes, but see, in my other cabinet, I could still put heavy stuff up higher.
Your other cabinet wasn't 13 feet high.
I understand, but it was just positioned differently, and so I thought I was okay, and I think I still would have been okay, but I broke one of my big rules, which is always, if you're going to pack something like that, you have to pack it full instead of leaving a little wiggle room, and I think the wiggle room I left in there, they wiggled on out. So, it was bad, but I did catch myself from making another huge mistake. So I spent all that time cleaning all that up, like literally taking the dustpan and shoveling marinara sauce into the trash can. And then it occurred to me, I could do all of that, and if I didn't bag up the trash can could topple over in some feet.
Tell them about how the
And then I will, and then I would have to clean everything up all over again. So I went to go get the trash bag out of the trash can, and all the glass ripped the bottom out of the trash can, or trash bag, to where pasta sauce was going all over the trash can and on the outside of the trash bag. So I went to go get another trash bag to put that trash bag in, and when I went to grab it, my hand got covered in sauce again because I didn't see that the little bin that I had kept the trash bags in also had gotten doused in marinara sauce. So then I'm standing there going, I don't even know what to grab next because I'm covered in it and it's everywhere.
Daddy's lost it too.
I know. She walked in. I don't think you had told her what had happened. She's like, what happened?
It looked like a murder scene in there. She was lost in this.
What'd she say?
Lost in the sauce. Mom was lost in the sauce.
I was lost in the sauce, yes. But the ironic part of all of this, well, one, okay, so now I know that cabinet is not, I already have figured out what's going to go there and where all the contents from that cabinet are going to go. I've already switched it, so we don't have that problem again, knock on wood or something. But before tackling everything, I went to the restroom, which was why all this had started. And ironically enough, all of this pasta sauce massacred the kitchen and the living room. But sitting in the bathroom was a lone tube of antibacterial hand sanitizer that had sat there the entire time and rode on the counter because it didn't get put away and it never fell. So I don't know. But like I said, that would have really messed me up in the old days, in the first time we ever went camping. But this time, like I said, we left early because we knew something's gonna happen. Something always happens. I didn't know that was gonna happen.
Hey, you learned your lesson.
Yeah.
Let's just put it all in the past.
Mm-hmm. Now there's gonna be pasta and sauce jokes the whole way down. Anyhow, we're very fortunate. It was just pasta sauce, and we didn't break anything with the RV. Thankfully,
let's pray go nothing else happens.
He's turning before I turn this off. He doesn't want to miss an opportunity.
What'd you use to clean it up?
Paper towels.
Oh, I didn't know if you'd use that or a rag. Goo.
I gotta go.
'Cause there ain't nobody like
you. So we just pulled into camp. Mike's getting water hooked up so we can de-winterize, and then I'm going to try and make some stuffed pepper soup with some of my surviving sauce that is really yucky on the outside of the jar, but the jar survived. So instead of trying to put all that back in my cabinet, I'm just gonna make us one of our favorite soups tonight. But I gotta de-winterize first, and then I've got to deal with the stuff that I couldn't clean up, which I got most everything cleaned up. You can see See the floor? I had to clean that up because of the slide. And I got the couch and all that cleaned up. But this sink full of stuff is stuff I need water to help clean. So, once we are dewinterized, which we can do because we're in 50-degree weather, we're gonna, I'm gonna do all that and then make us up some soup for dinner. The boys did really good today. And they are enjoying their bully sticks as a reward for being good babies. Yes, you're a good baby. This was Obi's first road trip, and he did really, really good. Yes, he did. So after a short, what do we call it? Detour of a leaky pipe.
This trip's starting off awesome!
I swear we probably scare more people away than... Anyhow, I am now making the soup. Mikey decided not to wait on the soup because he's hungry.
For 200 miles, all I heard about was that tomato sauce being on the floor. I don't want none of that.
This tomato sauce isn't on the floor. So we now have water. We now are making soup. And we are all officially exhausted. And gonna call it a night. So I'm gonna make some soup. See y'all tomorrow. Here's to all the all the
Glitz and glamour?
all the glitches being run out of the system. So now we're ready, right?
I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut and eat.
Right, Addie?
Yeah.
Right, Obi?
And work all day. So darling, don't you think you're ever gonna change my redneck ways? Oh, here we go.
We're in Louisiana, or as my buddy Dave calls it, Louisiana. But here's the thing. We just cried. It was a long day. It was a long day of driving through Arkansas. We love y'all, but y'all need to work on them roads. Woo! A little bumpy on the booty, if you know what I mean. But we just crossed over into Louisiana. We're headed to Shreveport to bed down for the night. Real quick stay. I'm going to run to some kind of hardware store, hopefully, and grab a couple hoses because I found we got a couple bad seals. And keep your hands on the wheel at all times, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody's going to comment about it. Like, put your hands on the wheel. I did.
Michael.
And so I'm going to go to a hardware store tonight and grab a couple new hoses so that we don't have any drips going on. And we're in Louisiana. I hear there's good food down here, and I got a kid behind me that's just hurting for some boudin and boudin balls and crawfish pies, and I don't know if they got chicken cracklings up here or not, but I'm about to find out. But we have a tradition that every time we go over a state line, something magical happens. You want to see what that is?
No.
I know I do.
They don't get to see.
Okay. Well, I still get it. Yeah. I'm not going to kiss and tell, but that was awesome.
Nobody loves me like my dog. In his eyes, I can do no wrong. It makes me feel like I belong. Looking so much wrote in his own song. Nobody loves me like my dog. Oh, here we go.
Addie's wearing an Ollie original.
Yes.
What's it say? Every snack you make, every meal you bake, every bite you take, I'll be watching you. Obi, what are you doing? Are you guys playing? Careful. So you went to go get water hoses, but I don't see any.
Well, on the way there, I found the water hoses, which is good. I'm going to replace them both in the morning. I'm not concerned about the leak because it's just a little drip. I've got a rag underneath it. It's not a big deal. Now, it's a big deal where I'm going to fix it, of course, especially we're not going to be anywhere frozen for a while, but I still want to fix those lines and get them done. However, we're only in Louisiana for one night until we go back again. But we're only in Louisiana for one night, and so I asked around about where to get like things like boudin and chicken cracklings and stuff like that. And a couple people told me about a place called Bergeron's, or they down here they call it Bergeron. I don't know. They all say it with like a really cool Cajun French accent, but it's Bergeron's, like Tom Bergeron. Tom, if you're watching, love John Dancing with the Stars. Sorry, you're going. And I go there with like 15 minutes to spare. They're about to close, and I got just a couple things. I got a crawfish etouffee. Got a seafood gumbo. I got what I've been looking for, crawfish pies, frozen, so we'll have to cook them later. And I don't know what this entails, but it's seafood boudin. I don't know if that's crawfish or if that's shrimp or if it's fish. I don't know. We won't know until we cook it up, but I definitely want to try this on the foodie grill. Might air fry a couple and do a foodie grill on the other. That's the cold stuff that I've still got to find room for in your fridge and freezer. I go to the front desk or the front counter, and they got cooked stuff. And I'm like, what's this? What's that? What's this? And so they gave us pork shanks. I ordered 3. They gave me 5. That was nice of them. And then these are boudin rolls. So it's boudin in an egg roll. I'm happy. And then when I go to pay, I was like really giddy. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to try this. We're from Indiana. We don't have this food. We got some of this stuff, but not a lot of this stuff, especially coming from Louisiana. So I'm really, really fired up. My daughter really loves, to try these foods with me. And she's like, well, you want some free food? We're getting ready to close. We got some food. I'm like, what do you got? And she loaded me up with meat pies. I think one of those might be crawfish, but they're meat pies and boudin balls.
Oops. I was zooming in on the food, not your hands.
They gave me 5 meat pies and 3 boudin balls.
My goodness.
So, needless to say, it should be a good night. Oh yeah, it's a meat pie. I gotta try. I'm gonna try this. Let's see how good this is. I am so hungry. And then I'm like, well, I want to stop by a liquor store and see if they had any Louisiana beer. They did. I grabbed some beer. I forgot about something in Louisiana I always thought was weird, because we don't have this back home. They have, like y'all who aren't from the South will understand this as a Slurpee machine. They have Slurpee machines, kind of like you go to a 7-Eleven.
Oh, yeah.
Only they're daiquiris. Now, I did not drink this on the way home. I waited till I got here. I'm going to try it. It's a pink, like a pink lady or something. I don't know, but they said it was really good.
Hey, Mikey. Not to interrupt your moment.
Oh, keep talking. I can do this all
But
day.
it appears that you might have mask beard.
You know why?
Turn sideways.
Because I wear a mask wherever I go.
You do have mask beard.
I still ain't shaving it. I'm going to enjoy my meat pie and my adult slushie.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Good morning from Shreveport, Louisiana. We stopped here last night to bed down and get some rest. Of course, eat some really good food too. And now we're getting ready to hitch up everything and head on down to our final location for a few days. And one of the things I had to do was fix a leak, because this guy and his twin brother, which I think's in the truck, the seal on the inside here, just got myself wet. The seal on the inside of one of the ends of both hoses, they froze and it messed up the seals. And so I got it fixed enough as we were on our way down for it to drip, just like drip, just like that, just real small. But you don't want any drippy in your undercarriage. I don't care if it's a little drip or a big gush, which I had a couple of those too. So I went to the Home Depot and I grabbed a couple hoses. However, they're not these nylon braided hoses. They're
like regular home faucet hoses, because their RV selections at Home Depot is not that big. But it's good in a pinch until we can order some hoses like this. You want to see what an RV's innards look like? They look like that. And you can see the silver hose right there, and the other silver hose right there that connects to our water pump. Those are home faucet lines. They're the same type of connector and everything, except they're made for a house, so they're not made to withstand freezing like these here. Because with all that, it's good that only 2 hoses froze up on us and messed up the seals. So I just gotta wait until we get down to our next location, and then we can hopefully Amazon some of these hoses right here, the white hoses, so that we're all back together with the original parts. But I just want to show you what the underbelly of a RV looks like if you've never seen it. It just looks like a big old mess of hoses and wires, and looking at all that, I'm really glad all I had to do was replace a couple hoses, because I don't know that I would fit under there. So now I just need to button that up underneath and put that panel back in place, and then we're going to get back on the road.
Good morning. We are...
I told them good morning.
Well, I haven't.
Oh, well, it's good morning again.
We are fueling up and heading out and making big life choices. A couple things. One, we're fueling up with a diesel card that saves us at the pump. But more than that, it saves our sanity, because it gives us where all the truck stops are and lets us fuel up at the truck stop pump.
Yeah.
Which is really, really cool, because then that means we're not trying to pull the big rig.
Because they have to build something big enough for semis to go in and out, and lots of semis. And so you have these huge wide open spaces, great big places to turn. Like
instead
right now
of trying to dodge all the cars going in and out of like the gas station and all that. So it's really nice. It has saved us so much, because in the past there were certain states, not naming any names, where we would get in some pretty tight spots trying to fuel up.
Arkansas.
It's also a program and an app. So then we have another app called Trucker's Map, I think.
Truck Map.
Truck Map, to help us, that truckers use, because we have such height. So we don't want to get to places where we can't go under bridges and stuff like that. So we double check that usually when we're going into any place off of the interstate or highway that we're a little concerned about what it's gonna, like, if we're gonna have height issues. Well, this morning when we were programming in the last leg of our stop, there is an hour-and-a-half difference between Google Maps and Truck Map. And as best we can tell, it's just making a different choice regarding Houston and where to go through around Houston and all that kind of stuff.
It was going to take us way, way, way west and then drop us south, where Google Map was just going to drop us. We were going to go west a little and then straight south. And so there was like an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. The Truck Map wanted us to go west before we diverted and went south to Houston. Both maps right now are telling us that we have to go through Houston. No, there's nothing wrong with Houston. We've got a great friend that lives down there. We love the people in Houston.
We just don't love driving through Houston.
No, and anybody that's driven through Houston right now is going, know what you mean, because Houston is in my opinion worse than Atlanta. And I know y'all know about Atlanta. And I can't tell you about LA because I've never driven
He's
through
just
LA.
bashing everybody right now.
I don't like driving through big cities, okay?
Anyhow, so long story short, we have made the decision after poring over the maps to go with Google Maps, with the idea that if we end up having to turn around, we were going to have to do an extra couple hours anyways. So it's worth 2 hours because it's not pushing us off on county roads. It's keeping us on highways. So we might find ourselves in a pickle. We're hoping not to. This is something we never really had to worry about with the vibe. This is part of the deal of having the hike, and we're a little unsure of what we should be doing. So
We're not scared, though. I'm not scared.
No, not scared. Just trying to make good choices, but also not trying to, like, why add 2 hours if we can't see why. So stay tuned.
I'll let you know if we lose our top.
That I would be concerned about. Welcome to Houston. I don't think Ollie likes Houston traffic either.
That's because it's rough.
Wah, wah. Ollie, do you not like the traffic?
Jug when she was cutting the rug out on that dance floor, and nobody was quick enough to stop her, and you should.
If you want to see the latest, click on the left right here. If you feel like subscribing, click on the right, my dear. And if you think we're funny enough to send us money, click the Patreon link below.